Famous Italian Renaissance man Leonardo da Vinci said that nothing can be loved or hated unless it is first understood. While Leonardo was probably not referring to snacks, he was right just the same. Today we do our best to understand 3 snacks before rendering a verdict on our next global stop, Italy. So sit back while 3 Vitruvian men have their last supper and ask, "You tried it?" You Tried Dat, Italy. I'm Nick Novak with my pals Chad Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Hello.
What is, sorry. What word did you say? Vitruvian?
The Vitruvian man, that's the, drawing of the guy with arms spread.
Okay. And which episode did Leonardo say that quote? And was he saying it to Michelangelo or Raphael? Which one?
I tried to fit, I couldn't get I really, thought for a while of some way to fit Mona Lisa into that intro, and I could not.
An overrated piece of shit, Mona Lisa.
She is.
Do you guys think of anything else with Da Vinci?
Da Vinci Code.
He had a lot of codes, yeah. I was gonna say.
Yeah. And the other one, Michelangelo. When I was going through various famous Italians, and Michelangelo was on there. Mm-hmm. And of course, Donatello.
Yeah, Mario. And Luigi.
You
guys ever read Da Vinci Code or any of those other?
Yeah, I read it.
I did read the Da Vinci Code, and
they suck.
It wasn't good.
I read the first one.
Yeah,
and it's one of those books where the chapters are 3 pages.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And then there'll be a whole chapter of they're going down the stairs into a secret spot and describing them going down the stairs. And they somehow try to leave a cliffhanger in every third page, so you keep reading them. But yeah, it was good enough to get through. But I never read another one of his books.
I remember reading Angels and Demons too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember a single thing about it.
I remember at the end the fake pope or somebody parachutes out of an exploding helicopter or something like that.
What?
Over Vatican City. I think that happens in Angels and Demons. And I also read the third one, which I don't remember what it was called, and it got that one. It got even worse, if you can imagine.
I think it was called Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah. So yeah, Dan Brown sucks.
Tales of the Fake Pope.
I also think I watched the Da Vinci Code movie with Tom Hanks. I remember reading that book and then when I found out they cast Tom Hanks, I'm like, what's Tom Hanks in this shit? You figure he's only in Oscar nominated things, and now he's starring as this low rent, I don't know, religious scholar, Indiana Jones type.
The Fugitive, also the movie The Fugitive was about that fake Pope, I think.
Was it?
Getting shit, yeah.
Wasn't his code name the Vitruvian Man? He was running away from the U.S. Marshals.
That's right. And he said, what's a quote from that? He said, "Oh, I didn't kill the real Pope." And then Tommy Lee Jones said, "I don't care." Yeah. And he jumped out of an exploding helicopter.
I didn't kill the real Pope. I only killed the fake Pope. That's still a crime.
All right. So some people I work with were on a text thread, and one of the guys, we were talking about basketball a little bit, and one guy used to live in the same neighborhood that Michael Jordan lived in when he was a kid.
Oh, wow.
When Jordan was popular. And that's in the Chicago suburbs.
So is this kid outing himself as being super rich? Is that what he's basically trying to humble brag?
I don't know. I think Jordan just had a huge... I mean, he may have been, but I think Jordan had a huge mansion.
Wait. Oh, okay. So it's not he was a kid when Jordan was a kid. He was a kid when Jordan was popular, was at his peak, living in
Chicago.
In Chicago. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. No, he didn't grow up with Michael Jordan.
Right. That's what I thought you meant at first.
He grew up with the fake Pope, but not Jordan. And so one of the guys says, "Oh, what was it like living around near Jordan? Was it cool? Were all the neighborhood kids that's Jordan's house and trying to get a look at him or anything?" And he said, "Actually, it was kind of cool. He used to he used to drive 80 miles per hour in his Ferrari up and down the road.
Wow.
That sounds really fucking cool.
Super cool. What a great citizen of the neighborhood.
Going 80 down a residential neighborhood.
With kids running around.
In a lowly Ferrari? Jordan can do better than that. Come on, man. Get that Lambo.
Knowing there are likely paparazzi and hangers-on crowding outside your house, mowing them down with your car.
They used to just sit outside Jordan's house and wait for the right color smoke to come out of the chimney, saying that they had picked a new pope. Isn't that how that works? I don't know.
Yes, I think Michael Jordan selected them. Yeah,
yeah.
That's how Horace Grant became pope of the Catholic Church for a time being.
And so I asked. So I knew the guy was a big Bulls fan growing up, and I said, "All right, so." Take the year now is now 1996. The Bulls are about to start three-peat number 2, and he's a young man. Michael Jordan comes down his street at 80 and breaks both of his legs in the Ferrari. All right.
Wow.
And I asked, what would he? So Jordan is hit. It's a hit and run. Jordan keeps going.
Sure.
And he's got to get to the Vatican. And so he says, somebody comes up and says, who did this? I gave him the choice of, you say Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan goes to jail, and the Bulls never win a championship. He never shoots another basket. Or he says, I don't know. Either way, his medical, he will heal in time. But he has a choice, right? As a Bulls fan, does he turn Jordan in and let the city down, or does he pretend it was that he didn't know who it was and still get taken care of?
Is Jordan going to jail for that, though? Let's be honest.
In this scenario,
he's just going to give that guy a fat paycheck and go about his merry way, probably.
Well, his first choice was that he said, can I blackmail Jordan for some sign? Yes, every boy's dream is to blackmail their hero.
Look, I won't turn you in if you only go 75 down the street next time, okay? Learn your lesson.
Look, if you give me one signed papal robe, I won't tell anyone you're the fake pope.
So, now, Chad, this is probably a very easy decision for you, right? I don't know if there's somebody that you wouldn't do that for, you wouldn't turn in. Right. Now, Geiger's was an easy one with Rodgers.
Pretend it was like Mario was coming out in his cart right before he was about to save Princess Peach. Would you have still done it and let Princess Peach live a life of servitude to Bowser? Or it was who's the guy that created Mario? The day before he finished coding the
Miyamoto.
first Mario game, he hits you. Yeah, Miyamoto hits you. The game will never come out now.
But you actually grew up a Bulls fan, probably, Chad, somewhat.
Yeah. I had a Bulls starter jacket because I like the colors black and red.
Did you blackmail Jordan for that?
Wait, so in this scenario where I don't turn him in, my life still sucks or whatever, right? I have to pay my own hospital bills and stuff. It's not like he's going to pay them under the sly.
Either way, you get. You have medical insurance or whatever. So,
I was told insurance takes care of it when we talked.
Yeah,
about it.
it doesn't.
So it's
it
just
doesn't ruin your
would
life.
you turn him in because it's the right thing to do or whatever?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never was that big of a Princess Peach fan, if I'm being honest. More of in the Daisy camp. I prefer Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a real easy answer here. And
Yeah.
Geiger and I were on one side. Not everyone agreed with us when we asked this question. But fuck Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I would turn him in for sure. I would turn him in for sure. I don't think people should get special status just because they're famous or whatever. And I don't care about the Bulls winning 3 more championships, whatever.
So the example Novak used for me was Aaron Rodgers right before the Super Bowl or something, and it's the same thing. Now the only
also Aaron Rodgers is a way bigger piece of shit than Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan's not a great
They're
guy.
both pretty shitty, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, I forget where we landed on this. Is it that everyone will know I turned him in? My face is on the front page of the paper, he did it, pointing at him, and I'm gonna get hate mail and death threats.
But I
and
mean,
shit
there's no guarantee. Like, you don't know as a fan that they're about to go on to win 3 more championships, right?
Sure.
And also, it's not like you're taking away from a net happiness level in society, right? Like, if the Bulls don't win, some other city is going to win, and their fans will be happy instead, right? So it's like, who gives a shit?
Right, but I won't be getting pipe bombs sent to my mailbox either. So there's that.
Look,
I mean, that could be an adventure.
I don't want to give society the benefit of the doubt about anything these days.
True.
But I just can't imagine people attacking the kid who was struck by George Ferrari.
Who was hit and run.
I know what you're saying, but like something as dumb as like Steve Bartman's life was ruined for touching a baseball. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a little different.
It's a little different in that Mark Pryor didn't just drive his Ferrari out onto the field into the stands and kill kill Steve Bartman.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's.
You gotta go.
People yelling just to the kid, like, it's Jake, and the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl, and you're like, get the fuck up.
I'm screaming at him, get up.
I am floored that people picked that they would like keep it under wraps or whatever and not turn him in. That's wild to me.
The only thing I can think of is people think they're somehow like, I could maybe see it if the blackmail route was available. I might do that, like, because I would get the best of both. But I think with
best of both worlds.
Yeah, you get a lot of money.
You get to be a cripple and an asshole.
You're a cripple either way. What's the difference? I think Novak brings up a good point, though. It's like my legs are shattered by this douchebag. I then like laying in my hospital bed in massive amounts of pain, turning on the Super Bowl and being like, "Go Rodgers!" Like, what am I like? Fuck that guy. Just looking at him, like looking at him kneeling at the end of the game, going, "I wish I could do that."
I mean, and again, like he's driving through a residential neighborhood 80 in a Ferrari. Now, if he hit me in a Lambo, I might again have a little different point of view here.
Yeah, especially if you landed on your boner, that would be really difficult.
I just land and start spinning like a top.
All right, so Jordan drives by in a Lambo, breaks your boner.
I mean, it's my fault for it. That's the one thing that gets my boner so hard. It's like stretching across the street. It's like a tripwire for him in that Lambo.
The main problem is you probably have some Bulls fans after you, and you'd have a lot of Catholics after you too. Because that guy is high.
Who cares about the Bulls fans? Just throw some sausages at him to get him off the trail or whatever.
That'll do. Just chucking a knockwurst at the dude.
All right, let's eat some snacks. We're going to Italy here, and these snacks are from Chrissy again, right, Chad?
Yeah, that's right. Some more snacks that our good friend Chrissy, former guest, hopefully soon future guest, friend of the show, Chrissy, sent us these snacks when she was out and about on her refugee rescue boat adventures.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hitting refugees with a boat, blackmailing them.
All right, so you're driving around the Mediterranean at 80 knots per second or whatever the fuck, and you take out the actual Pope's legs while you're in Italy.
Let's start with the one we know a bit better, the Kinder Bueno White. So the other two are probably almost impossible to find here. Now, you might be able to find this one in the States. It's the Kinder Bueno White ×2. Very much like a Kinder Bueno you might see in the store, but presumably with white chocolate.
Yeah, let's see if we can figure out what the flavor of the white is here. So it's each bar is divided into 4 bumpy sections with a cookie, it looks like a cookie across the top, that stripe, the bottom, and then the stripe across the top.
I don't remember the other Bueno having this crumbly cookie thing on it.
So it's like Chad said, 4 sections. It's like a wafery type of outside with a creamy center, and then sort of a rough chocolate kind of substance along the bottom.
Is that chocolate?
I don't know.
One would assume. Is this all in Italian, or can we read it?
Nope.
Nope. All in Italian.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's called white because it is white chocolate or what is happening.
I would assume so.
It's kind of hard to rate.
Geiger,
Yeah.
you're going to start us off.
Okay.
Look at this bad boy.
I don't know. Is that cool if I don't know?
All right, Chad.
I also don't know.
All right, we get 3 question marks. Moving on. It's okay. I don't like white chocolate, and I'm pretty sure this is white chocolate. I mean, when I say I don't like it, I don't hate it. It's just, it's way too sweet for me, and that's what this tastes like to me. The cookie part on the bottom doesn't really do much besides that texture. I don't really notice a flavor to it. I think, Chad, you said, what is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be cookie? I'm agree. I don't have any idea other than it's like, gives you something to chew on. It's like a cream-filled white chocolate, but the cream tastes like more white chocolates. I almost don't understand why they did that, unless it's supposed to have a different flavor. I'm just too dumb to notice. So
Right.
I will... this is probably too hard. I'm going to give this a dislike that. I just don't see myself ever eating again. It's fine.
Oh.
Like, I'm really borderline on an indifferent or a dislike that. I just don't love white chocolate, and like, there's 0 reason for me to ever want to eat this anymore.
Chad?
Yeah, I don't really like white chocolate either. There's components to this that work well, though, right? Like it has a really good texture and consistency, good crunch to it. Like I like that texture that the cookie layer kind of provides. I do like the cream in the middle, but then when you combine it with that white chocolate layer on top, it is too much. It's too overwhelming, too sickly sweet. But because there are enough parts that work for me, I am going to stick with an indifferent to that for this.
Okay, I like it a bit more than both of you guys. The chocolate Kinder Bueno is good. I've had it before and I like it. I'm kind of hit or miss on white chocolate. There's some white chocolate things I like and some I don't. This one I think's okay. Now the wafer and cream combination is one of the top combinations for me.
Good combo.
And so I'm really kind of enjoying that crunch and the cream inside. And the white chocolate is not, it's just okay. It's not bringing it so far down that's stopping me from enjoying it. So I'm going to give it a like that. So we're spread out across the board here.
Wow.
A like, an indifferent, and a dislike. Let's go next to these chewy candies, individual wrapped. And this is the Le Mou Liquirizia.
So you guys don't have the bag because it was like a big old bag. I'll show you. It looks like it's going to be some kind of like maybe... What are those fucking things called? What's
Caramel?
this look like to you guys?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm looking at the candy in my hand. It looks like a caramel.
It's wrapped with in a peach colored wrapper with black ends, but just like an old piece of candy, you would have a butterscotch or a peppermint or something.
Chad, you're not going to like biting it. It's chewy Le Mou.
It looks completely like a piece of caramel before you put it in your mouth.
It doesn't taste like one.
No, it does not.
Does it taste like licorice?
Boy. Yeah, it does. Probably why it's called Liquirizia.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like a Liquirizia.
Oh.
Liquoroo.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, boy.
Mmm.
Oh, man. It like, as you chew it, it
God
like
damn it.
releases, like it has different layers of the flavor that just keep
Yes,
getting
you're
released
right.
into your
Yes.
mouth.
Yeah.
But none of them are good.
Yeah, it's like a time-lapse capsule.
Holy
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
shit.
the first bite, it tastes like sort of hard to get through, and then it becomes quickly
Harder to
liquidy
get through.
and malleable.
It got increasingly hard to swallow as we chewed it. Le Mou.
Chad, what do you think?
So I'm just not the biggest fan of licorice. Even at the first bite, I was prepared to give this a hate that. And it just got worse. Each layer was worse than the last. By the time I finally spit it out, I feel like the last release of flavor had like gone into my sinuses and like I could smell it, it's like clearing out my sinuses or something like that. This is really fucking nasty. If you like licorice, you're going to love this thing. For me, easy hate that.
The first bite, I felt all right about it. And I didn't taste the licorice right away. And I think you guys were about 4 to 5 chews ahead of me.
4 to 5 layers of the flavor.
And then once it started hitting, it got worse by the second.
You're talking about it like you dropped acid or something.
That would have been fun, at least. And what I have left of it is the tender morsel, which I have spit out into the wrapper. I couldn't even get through the entire thing. I do think that if you are a fan of licorice, it tasted like at the end, the aftertaste in my mouth is like as if I ate a black jelly bean.
Yeah.
Right. And so but because I hate that flavor, and this is a lot of that, I'm going to give it a second hate that. So we have a potential flaming bag of dog shit.
No fucking potential. You saw my face. This is like a shoe in for hate that. I mean, it almost makes me wish I had given the Bueno like an indifferent, because I would eat that a million times before this dog shit piece of shit. That was redundant. Look, it's got all the things I really don't like about candy, where it's that chewy block that you have to like, it's still stuck in my teeth, which ensures that I'll be tasting this terrible licorice taste the rest of the podcast. It's got, again, if you are a licorice fan, like they said, you'll love it, because it's got like I didn't know there was that many different levels of licorice intensity, but there was as you chewed through it. But hui boy, look, Chrissy, we love you. You're doing great work. This is one you should have tossed back over the side of the boat. You didn't need to bring this one back. If you like these, then boy, oh boy, I don't know what to tell you, but we do not. This is a flaming bag of dog shit. I give it a hate that.
All right. It's a flaming bag. So let's say this is before Da Vinci paints the Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Or writes the codes.
Paints the Last Supper, right? Before any of his codes were released. Up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right. And Da Vinci comes flying down the street at 80.
At 80?
What
in
is
in his like drawing? Yeah, didn't he have like drawings of flying machines? He has one of those.
One of the first inventors.
He's testing one of them.
He did that fucker at 80?
Right. Breaks both your legs. Now, if you turn in
flying really low to the ground, if he's breaking my legs,
and you're like, who did this? And you say, that guy over there with the crashed flying machine. If you turn him in, he will never paint these great paintings or do any of his great work, and the world will be lesser for it.
Uh-huh.
You gonna turn in Leo?
Yes. Well, okay, first of all, I don't even care about the art, but it's mostly because, let's face it, back in his day, you break your legs, you're dead. Yeah. Like, there is no, like, infection sets in and you die a miserable death. Like, I'm not getting, like, it's not like, oh, insurance will cover it. They don't even have insurance. But you're dead. That's right there. You'd need that flying machine to get around.
Yeah. I don't even care about art today, let alone some like old ass fucking art. Okay.
I'd turn him in for way less than that.
Yeah. That's a good point too. Back then his painting was probably just some fucking paint, like no one, like,
yeah, he
wasn't even famous then. He was just an old guy puttering around town breaking legs.
He comes by and like the wing gives me a paper cut. I'm turning him in.
All right, let's get the licorice taste out of our mouth with the segment today, which is a You Drank Dat.
Hell yeah.
Which we haven't done in a while. Now, This is the new Coca-Cola flavor, Starlight.
It says space flavored on it.
It is space flavored.
Yes, and I was reading a bit about, I should have kept the quote, but it was something like describing what it was like, and it was tasting space and magic and campfires. Like, those are the words.
I'd heard that campfire things. Like, it's supposed to taste like you're sitting around a campfire gazing at the stars or some fucking bullshit like that. So it's like smoke infused or something.
Let's open it up. It looks like it would be like a cherry Coke kind of flavored thing, because it's got kind of a reddish hue.
Yeah.
Give it a whiff.
When we decided to do this, I accidentally realized I bought the Coke Zero version. So I have both of them at home. My wife has tried the Coke Zero version, and it's still half full in the fridge. So
what do you think it smells like? It does smell different than a regular Coke.
Fruity something.
Now, none of us still, right, are that big Coke drinkers that often, right?
I like Coke fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but...
I seem to drink a Coke at, like, they'll have, if they're, like, giving you lunch at work or at someone's get-together, let's just buy Coke generically, but I never buy it for myself.
Yeah, I like it. I just don't... I know I'll drink it too much if it's in the house.
It's like a little drying of the mouth in a weird way. Is that...
I might... Maybe the licorice just fucked my palate up pretty bad because I can't even discern what it's supposed to taste like.
I'm trying to figure it out.
You didn't have like a shitty Miller High Life to swig in between snacks like you usually do?
Not tonight, no.
It tastes less carbonated, like less fizzy.
Is that because it's in a 20-ounce bottle, though?
Maybe.
Right, like if you had it in a can, would it be different?
Do they sell it in cans? I've never seen.
I only seen it in the 20-ounce.
I think it's a slightly smoother taste, which I don't think I'm not saying that's better, because I kind of like the harshness of soda sometimes. Like if I want a soda, if that's what I'm looking for.
I might have told this before on a pod, but I used to love. I don't do this anymore, but I used to love maybe 10 years ago waking up in the morning, and then the first thing I would drink, like before brush teeth or anything, is like a Coke. And you just feel it just burn all the way down your like lining. Like
the way you described it
pulls off the stomach lining and stuff as it goes down.
I remember this, and you described it as the first thing that hit the back of my throat every morning.
And like I used to do sometimes, like I'd be going into work early, and I would basically just get out of bed and get a Coke and a Snickers, and like that was my breakfast. And it's like, what a garbage human.
Oh.
It's a weird aftertaste.
Yep.
There is, yeah.
I looked up online what it's supposed to taste like.
All right.
Okay.
Other people also feel confused. Space tastes kind of like minty cotton candy sprinkled with vanilla. Is that fair? I don't taste any mint.
Nope.
Like cotton candy, maybe I could see. Just like it's got like a real faint fruity flavor, but
my family said that cotton candy too. And because they had tried it before I did, and I don't taste that.
I can see maybe marshmallow.
Yeah.
If I put my nose to this and smell, I've identified what I think the smell is like, and it's Pez. I don't know why, but I put my nose to it and sniff hard, and I smell Pez. No? Anyone?
I don't know what Pez smell like, so I don't know why I just bothered to try.
All right. Do we have a rating system for this or no?
Okay. Yeah, we do. So I got a special 3-point scale here for this. This Starlight Coke. So if I'm going to go a little out of order here. If you like it, starting at the top, you're going to give this a star tight. If you don't like it, it's star blight. And the middle rating here, star ite.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right. We're around to, I guess, me. I think if the creator of Coke broke my legs,
John Coke,
before he could invent this, that I would definitely turn him in. I don't think this is very good. I would not get this over a regular Coke or really almost any other soda I can think of. I think it's better than diet soda, right? Which is a scourge on humanity.
Yeah. Right, like low bar there.
But it's not even, like there's a fruitier flavored Cokes. If you ever go to, what do they call the machines where you can...
The freestyle
machine.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say Coke machine.
Where you put that machine where you put a bucket and push a button.
A Coke bottle comes rolling out.
I think I could go to a freestyle machine and freestyle my way to like 5 or 6 better flavors than this.
Yeah. Bold claim.
Yeah.
All right, well. Next week on You Tried Dat, we try Novak's favorite creation.
There's a tad maybe too much magic in there. And I don't know, maybe not enough space. That's just what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So I just don't think it's very good. I think it's missing that carbonation that I enjoy. And the indiscriminate flavor isn't hitting home for me. So I'm going to give this a star blight. Geiger, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm continuing my research here on Reddit. So a good chunk of people
great
seem
place
to
to
taste
look.
graham crackers. Yeah, well, it's the third thing that came up.
Graham crackers.
Graham cracker, toasted marshmallows, cinnamon toast crunch is another suggestion. Cotton candy, bubblegum.
What?
Look. And then one person said it tasted like cold NyQuil laced with marshmallows. So I think part of the failure here, or maybe this is part of what they wanted to do, is that no one seems to know what the fuck it tastes like, which maybe is a good it almost leads me to think they wanted you to think that way because they're calling it space flavor. They're not giving you any actual hints of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
but I agree it's not great. Look, I've blown a lot of aliens. Okay, I know what space is supposed to taste like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who?
Who?
Illegal aliens?
Well, look, maybe. Yeah. Meet more. Always wants it. Look, there's a reason I bring up Alf all the time. We're in a relationship.
What colors Meat Morps come? Just curious.
Vitruvian.
Okay.
Yeah. The Vitruvian man was this man who descended down from Mars and forced Leonardo DiCaprio to blow it.
Leonardo DiCaprio or Leonardo da Vinci?
What did I say, DiCaprio? Well, yeah, he did that too. And he blessed him with a great movie career.
Would you turn in Leonardo DiCaprio for breaking your legs and prevent him from painting all these famous paintings where he drew at people like one of his French girls?
The Aviator was about Leonardo DiCaprio breaking someone's leg with a homemade plane that he made. All right. Well, yeah. This is a star blight. This is not good. It's way too fruity flavored. I don't know what it's supposed to taste like. I would never get this over a regular Coke or a cherry Coke or even like that vanilla Coke, which I don't like that much either. It's not very good.
Jed?
I would rather have read a book that was called The DiCaprio Codes. That would be a lot more entertaining.
Oddly enough, though, Tom Hanks would still play him in the movie, though. That's what makes no sense.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not a big cherry Coke fan. I find it to be a little bit too sweet. Like Coke already is pretty sweet, right? And then you add in some of those other stuff, makes it too sweet. This one is not as sweet as cherry Coke or vanilla Coke or whatever. So I probably would pick this over a cherry Coke, but I don't understand why this exists, because I think if you want extra sweetness or some cherry flavor or whatever, you go for cherry Coke, or you just go for a regular Coke, right? I don't understand who's picking this over a regular Coke. I guess if you just didn't want that it, like Novak said earlier, it's not as carbonated, right? So I guess if Coke is a little too carbonated for you, maybe this is up your alley. I like that carbonation. I don't think the flavor is very good, but I don't really think it's all that bad either. I think I'm just going to settle on a star-ite, but I will never, ever, ever buy this again, and definitely never buy it over a regular Coke.
All right. So 2 blights and a night. That's a rating that means we do not recommend the Starlights. Maybe worth a shot. Maybe you'll have a better idea of what the flavor is than we do.
I guess I could see people liking this, right? I could see maybe there's somebody where it's this just hits their taste buds in just the right way or whatever. But
it's just one of these things they say limited edition because they know it's not good enough to stick around. So,
I mean, people will buy it for the novelty, right? Like we did. And then,
right.
Yeah, it'll go away when people actually tasted this shit.
Yeah, it's going to be on everyone's podcast, but...
Yeah, I think they're doing this on Serial right now.
Do you like, Geiger, do you like Coke Zero? Do you think you'd like the Coke Zero version better or no?
I might try it just out of curiosity, but I'm not really. No. my wife swears that it's better than Diet Coke. I disagree. I don't like any diet soda. It might be better than slightly. I shouldn't say that. It might be slightly better than Diet Coke, but I don't.
Yeah, Coke
like
Zero is better than Diet Coke, but
Yeah.
again, that means nothing. Like Coke Zero still tastes like shit.
Right. If you're drinking soda, drink a soda. Right.
Yeah.
If you're not, if you want to be healthy, drink water. Yeah. Which I don't do that either, but so it's not a judgment. But.
Or if you want to be an even bigger piece of shit, drink Mountain Dew by the bucket like you do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to our last snack. It's the Perugira Baci. Anything? What else should I know?
And that's it.
Classico Fondente Luisa.
So it looks like it's the size of it's a truffle size, right? But it's maybe got some kind of nuts or hazelnut or something on the inside.
It comes in a little box, and a nice, cute little box here, cylindrical. And you open it up, and there's 3 individually wrapped pieces in it. Did you guys know that the Da Vinci was known as
mm-hmm.
the Wolf of Venice Canal?
What street in ancient Italy did you look up? Yeah. Do they have extra packaging companies in Italy or something? Like, why, every single snack here is like triple wrapped. Very wasteful, Italy.
Remember when Da Vinci fought that CGI bear? You guys remember that?
Yep.
And do you think there was enough room for Leonardo da Vinci on the door?
He could have totally fit on the door. Mm-hmm. Everybody was much shorter back then and stuff. Yeah.
He was small.
He probably would have pushed. He probably would have pushed Rose off. To be honest, isn't that her name, Rose? Yeah. I don't remember.
Yep.
The Titanic goes down, and just over the top is just Da Vinci comes out in a flying machine. Just
later, bitches.
See you later, fuckers.
Now, would you, if the Titanic drove by and broke both your legs, would you turn in the Titanic, the captain of the ship,
John Titanic?
John Titanic.
If you were an iceberg.
Yeah.
All right. So this thing, on the bottom half, it looks like a truffly type of chocolate with the ground up nuts, I guess. I don't know what kind of nuts, but I'm assuming peanuts or something.
I think it's a hazelnut, right?
Yeah, I think so.
If you look at the package, that one's on top, it's definitely a hazelnut.
Okay. Yeah, and then at the top of it, there's one big hazelnut,
mm-hmm.
and the whole thing's covered in chocolate. So it kind of is like a mound-shaped thing, but with a tip at the top, and that's the hazelnut.
Ugh.
Oh, Chad. Grunting over there.
All right, Guy, we're back around to you.
Okay.
What do you think? If you're looking it up at home, it's Baci, however you say that in Italian. Baci.
Baci.
It's a Baci.
Yeah, it's a Baci.
What do you think of this thing?
Well, I actually kind of like it. I don't love hazelnut as a flavor. I mean, it's okay, but I don't love them. They're not in my Mount Rush Nutmore. Is that what you say?
It'd just be Mount Nutmore.
Okay.
What are the other Mount Nutmores? When you lost your virginity.
Yeah. Nutmore sounds a little weird.
When I saw George Ferrari.
Yeah. When I saw Leonardo da Vinci bang Kate Winslet on the Titanic. Yeah, no, this, I don't love hazelnut, but this actually, for some reason, I do like. I feel like the chocolate on the outside is good. I like the chocolate. And I like kind of how they had the big nut on top, but like the tiny nuts kind of crumbled in. It gave it like an interesting texture and flavor. Yeah, and maybe I'm just like pleasantly surprised after the last 2 things I really didn't like that much. So I'm going to give this a solid like that. I think this is good. I think I'm allergic to the hazelnut. I'm finding out right now. But so I don't know if I'd eat it again, but it's not really the snack's fault. I think the snack itself tastes fine. Pardon me while I die.
So let's say one of your friends sent you a chocolate, right, from more than 80 miles away and broke both of your airways. So like to start, Chad, what do you think?
I think the reason that you like this Geiger, the chocolate is kind of it's a very dark chocolate. It's
yes,
bitter almost. And if you're going to have like a bitter chocolate on the outside, I think the inside needs to be sweeter to compensate. I also would not put hazelnut on my Mount Nutmore. I think I actually don't, which is weird. Maybe I would because I love Nutella, which I guess is hazelnut. And I don't really like, to me, it'd be peanut in 4 spots, the Nutmore. Like just peanut butter.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, I can't have 4 Washingtons on my Rushmore. Yeah, nothing about this works for me at all, to be totally honest. Like, I really don't like the consistency. I find it a little hard to eat with like sort of like how tall and also wide and hard it is. I don't care about the nut. I find the nut on the very top to be dry, and I don't like it's very bitter. It's very bitter.
The nut on top is dry. You want it to be wet? I don't know. God, this is the moistest nut I've ever eaten in my life.
I want my nuts sloppy. You know how it is. This is getting a hate that for me, actually. I don't like it at all.
Wow.
I don't like it at all.
That surprises me.
It's better than the licorice thing, though. I'll say that.
I can't believe you hate this.
This is the dumbest thing to hate. I
gotta with the hazelnut.
Just because the nut was not wet enough for you.
Look at also the nut at the top that you're talking about being too dry is probably not even a centimeter long. It's not big enough to even register wetness or dryness.
It's just a gallon of water inside a giant nut.
I think these are decent. Like I agree that chocolate's on the darker side, but it's not like a high percentage dark chocolate or anything. I think the nuts are pretty good. I think the nut on top is a nice addition. Mm-hmm. Because I prefer in a candy
dry nut.
If you're gonna put nuts in it, I want like a whole one. Like if you get a Hershey's with almonds and they've got big pieces, as opposed to which I've said in the past was an issue, a Mr. Goodbar, where the nut is ground up and it's much, much worse.
Right.
So I do kind of like that addition of the bigger nut. I don't like it quite as much as the Bueno, but I still think it's tasty. I'm going to give it a second like that. So I think we're going to end up with a tie here.
We do have a tie, yeah.
And maybe on the fact that one of them got 2 likes.
I mean, you just said you like the Bueno better,
yeah,
so 2
true.
of the 3 of us prefer the Bueno.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, tie. No one gives a shit who wins. I don't know why.
There must be one.
Like originally, I don't think when we planned this podcast years ago, we were going to have a winner for each episode, but we just started doing that.
I literally, when we thought of this podcast years ago, I didn't think we'd be doing it for years.
Yeah. So I think it's like, why would you stay tuned to the end if there wasn't a winner?
Right.
People
get really invested in it.
Yeah, I mean, you want to hear the email address for the 177th time.
Uh-huh.
That's why you stay to the end.
And usually there's something like pretty good that comes after the email address and before the end. Mm-hmm. So you better stick around. Because
I was going to say, you better cash this out, bud, because I don't know where we're going.
I got nothing. So if you could really stretch out, Gagger, where people can contact us.
Novak's holding up a sign saying, I got nothing for the end. Yeah, so if you ever had your legs broken by a celebrity, did you tell us what you did? Did you turn them in? Did you not turn them in? Was it because you owed them money? Like, was it like a bookie situation when they broke your legs on purpose? If you like watching the Da Vinci Code, if you like inserting
like more than once,
I don't know what else, you watch it once, I guess.
They made us the sequel. They made Angels and Demons too.
Mm-hmm. No, like there's 2 of them. Come on, man.
And Ewan McGregor is the fake Pope that jumps out of the helicopter or whatever. I think.
Spoilers, Chad. If you saw if you'd rather have all of Leonardo DiCaprio's movies remade with Leonardo da Vinci instead, let's petition Hollywood and get some CGI. They already do that thing when they make like the guy who played Grand Moff Tarkin like in the movie, even though he's been dead for 20 years or whatever. We could do that with Da Vinci, right?
Yep.
Anyway, you can reach us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We are on
You died
YouTube.
before all the sequels. You couldn't put them in any of them.
Or the originals, or the concept of film. Just like Leonardo da Vinci as like Calvin Candy and Django Unchained. You have my curiosity. Now have my flying whirligig. And he just takes off from the thing, out of the plantation or whatever. Yeah, anyway, you're not going to write to us. You try that at gmail.com. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook with the You Tried That group. We're on Twitter. Hashtag You Tried That. Yeah, let us know what you think. Suggest snacks for us to try. If you have any friends and family that you think would enjoy this, please let them know. And as always, thank you for listening. And again, thank you, Chrissy, for sending us these snacks. I greatly appreciate it.
All right. So, inventions attributed to Leonardo da Vinci.
Should we rank them?
There's too many. There's a lot. All right. The parachute.
All right. What's your Mount Da Vinci invention more?
Parachute's pretty handy. Still in use.
Parachute, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The ornithopter.
And we wouldn't have parachute pants without the parachute.
Right. The ornithopter. Is that the thing we've been talking about this whole time?
No.
Oh.
Maybe. The diving suit. It's like one of those big giant metal, like, where a guy had to go underwater. Like,
basically an Iron Maiden, you just sink straight to the bottom.
Those old diving suits. So fucking funny.
You just, like, picture someone starfishing all the way down to the bottom, like they can't swim or move their arms at all.
You put on these 300 pounds of equipment. Get into the ocean.
There's a shark. No one can hear you. Just like clamping onto your metal head. Fuck. Pull me up.
He's trying to eat my head.
Clang, clang.
The triple barrel cannon.
Why did we get rid of that bad boy?
Bust out that cannon.
The great continuous organ.
That's on my mountain up more.
Some of this list here. Leonardo's robots.
Leonardo's robots.
But Donatello does machines. I don't get it.
No, hold on. There's no way Leonardo invented a robot back in the day. Like,
I need to click on it and see what it is. Leonardo's robot. Okay, so I'll come back. Leonardo's.
What a name.
Oh, Leonardo's robot. Leonardo's robot, or Leonardo's Mechanical Knight, was a humanoid automaton designed and possibly constructed by Leonardo da Vinci in the year 1495.
no, it wasn't. There's no way there was a robot walking around in 14th century Italy.
I'm going to fact check that on Snopes, if you don't mind.
Okay, now you know how on Google that it says, people also ask? And so the first question is, what could Leonardo da Vinci's robot do? And here's the answer.
Sink to the bottom of the ocean.
Leonardo da Vinci's robot has not survived, and no one knows exactly what it was capable of doing.
Uh-huh.
But apparently, it could walk, sit down, and even work its jaw.
So it's a blowjob bot.
And it was driven by a system of pulleys and gears.
That's not a robot.
Da Vinci's behind the robot, just working these pulleys to blow some guy.
That's a puppet. That's not a robot. What the fuck?
And then this list. How can this list be true? The Katyusha rocket launcher.
I didn't know Da Vinci was like the founder of Halliburton or something. I want to see a black arms dealer.
Oh, there's more. The next three things are Leonardo's fighting vehicle, armored car, and Leonardo da Vinci's machine gun.
Jeez.
fucking Leonardo da Rambo just running around in a fucking Humvee mowing dudes down. Why doesn't Italy just conquer all of Europe?
He's breaking everybody's legs back then. Jesus Christ.
The modern machine gun stems from Leonardo da Vinci's concept of the 33-barreled organ. Here, he saw there was an issue with the current cannon technology. Boy, this is... I think Mad Max is based on Leonardo da Vinci.
Leo da Vinci was the first, Tony Stark of his time, just building weapons for mass destruction.
Holy cow.
Just rolling through Italy in his armored vehicle with fucking guns and stuff.
Smoking a cigar. Robots in the next seat blowing him.
Blap, 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 blap.
Armored car stops and goes, the gun just points at some dude walking the street. Then you hear, get into the diving suit.
But there's no water anywhere nearby. Get in the fucking suit.
Leonardo da Vinci. All right. Where are we going next week?
Greece.
Greece. All right. Perfect.
I think that's the final stop on our Chrissy tour is Greece.
All right. We'll be back for the final stop on our tour in Greece. We'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.